Unbound is a great gathering place for all people involved in gravel bike racing. I believe it's referred to as the world's premier gravel race. And every year in late spring, bike racers from literally all over the world will make a pilgrimage to Emporia to race on the magical gravel roads in rural Kansas. It's a place that is part of the Lifetime Grand Prix, and the general consensus is that if you win or even score a big result at Unbound, it could change your life.
I'm Chase Wark. I'm from Winona, Minnesota. We'll just start. My dream is to win the race, and the only way I believe I can do that is geeking out on my bike, geeking out on a race strategy.
I think you should go narrower.
Yeah, they have, these are 36, but in the drops, which aren't here, they have 33 centimeter ones. The dorkiness has always been there, and like, you know, it's becoming more extreme because instead of an Aero helmet, now it's a TT helmet. Instead of Aero handlebars that are flat on top, it's, okay, we're gonna chop the drops off and like maybe save 0.5 watts there. So it looks more extreme because I'm still trying to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of all of the other pros.
Before I forget, can I get a picture of you on the bike, and then I'll do B-roll with the bike? Yeah. Great.
No, I've always enjoyed playing with Legos as a kid. Me and my grandma would have toy buying days, and I would end up getting the Lego sets, building them, destroying them, and then creating my own pieces of artwork. Once I like started biking, right away I was tinkering with my bike, and there's a picture of me when I'm like 17, and I have a time trial bike built out as like as much as you can afford when you're a 17-year-old kid working, making $8 an hour. I always just wanted to build the fastest bike possible. So you can train and get as many watts as possible, but you also need a super fast bike underneath you. And one of my first gravel events I ever did, I was on a road bike, an Aero road bike with road wheels. My first ever gravel result when I was still, you know, thinking I had more physical potential. I ran the same road bike at Gravel Worlds, and I ended up getting 3rd.
I'm Zach McKinney. I'm from Winona, Minnesota. Friends with Chase, also his mechanic. Well, the most recent crazy thing is there's supposed to be something there normally. It's kind of weird to work on because there's, So cut some bars recently is a crazy thing. Last year he had that kind of fairing thing that we had a water bladder in. We kind of stirred the pot with that one. Yeah, because it's hard. They like want to engage, and sometimes when there's people the benefit of the doubt, like are they being a jerk, or are they just like really not getting it? Yeah. You know, so you find yourself like arguing with trolls, and like that's the way to spend your life.
Sure, I get flack from it, but at the end of the day, I would rather get flack and potentially win or do really well at Unbound or any big race than just be a pack filler and like get 80th and never actually get to live my dream as a pro bike racer.
I'm Logan Casper, 2023 Unbound XL winner. Well, the biggest thing is it's like, all right, come show me a better way to do it then. It's like, this works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. I know I have an acquired taste in bikes, and Chase is like to the nth degree that, but it works for him, and that's what's so cool about him, is he can like put together something that no one would ever think of. It's an original thought, it's not cookie cutter, and he tries it and he proves everybody wrong with it. And even if it doesn't work out for him, he's totally honest about like, yeah, maybe I would change this around or something, you know? Like, he's not scared to take chances.
For me, it's also, I want to be the guy who's known for overthinking stuff and being like, okay, he's thought of everything 100 times. You know, in 2023, that's how I ended up in the front group at Unbound until I flatted out. It wasn't because of watts, it was because I made this decision to be on a team sponsored by Lauf, was able to make that front group because I rode the grass. Every other pro just rode up the mud.
We're both very relatable to like the average Joe. The working man, and they're doing good things, and like against the adversity, they kind of find themselves in this weird place that we necessarily shouldn't be in, but we, I don't know, excel at, or he excels way more than I do. But yeah, we just kind of find ourselves in this spot, so a lot of people can relate. I relate.
Do you kind of have a strategy or a plan coming into the day? Saturday, is it?
Yeah.
Go hard early.
Specific spot. I want to win Unbound, and I believe the only way I can do that is if I get in an early break with the correct people, then I've already made the front selection, and then we're just duking it out like 1v1 instead of 100 people where a lot of luck is involved, or you know, a lot more chaos. So I've messaged people, I've convinced my teammate Drew to join. One of the POS guys is hopefully gonna be in the break, and I think, you know, if there's 5 to 7 or 8 of us that can get away and we all work really well together, I really think we can go the distance. The first 40 miles of the day was super chaotic. I would say especially the first 25. Last year I was in a breakaway with Tobias from the POS team, and he went. So then I'm like, okay, well, no one's jumping, so I'm gonna jump to him. And then all of a sudden I get to him and I look back, and Tim DeClerc, who's on Little Trek, is bridging up to us, and I'm like, holy smokes, like, yeah, we got up to the main group, but then by that time it was like 25 people, and that's just too big of a group. So I wanted to break away from the breakaway and get like a small group of 5 to 6, and that never ended up happening.
Chase is in the back 3/4 of that pack coming in right now down Main Street.
Right side, right side, right side.
bottles. I just need my bottles. Zach, grab my bottles. I don't need water in this.
You don't need this back here?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, by that point, I was already just trying to stay or like hang on to the front group. I mean, I was like, maybe the pace is gonna settle down and we'll be a little bit more steady, or people will start dropping, but I just felt like people kept getting added onto the group instead of dropping. Going into Little Egypt, I was like, okay, maybe my body will rally, or maybe there's a group right behind me and I can hop in with 10 people. And so I didn't want to call it quits yet, but my mind was like tinkering around that space. I wanted to get a good result here, and like the past month has just been like, we just had a baby April 1st, and then Abigail's just worked her tail off like every single night, not asking any help. She's made a lot of sacrifices for me because she knows how my dreams of getting a win, a top 5, a top 10, so just like the feeling of like she's made this huge sacrifice for us, and to come away with what feels like nothing at the end of the day. I mean, the weekend's been amazing, like, or the whole week, but just like not being able to end with a bang, I guess. It goes back more than just like the baby. It goes back to like Christmas time. I'm in the basement while everyone else is doing stuff, and the schedule revolves around my training essentially, and it's hard to, pro cycling is such a selfish sport. I really care about my family, and they just sacrifice so much for me. So I wanted to be able to like, wanted to give them a result. And obviously like there's more races than Unbound, I guess, but like that's the one I'm always like training for, it feels like.
Yep, I will. He just got here. Okay, bye.
I pulled the plug for mental reasons more than physical reasons.
Yeah, can you? There's no rule that says you can't. Yeah.
I kind of wanted to like selfishly hear what happened. Whenever you see your buddy like not in the race and the race is still going on, it's like, hey, nice to see you, but obviously something happened. So it was kind of like to lessen the blow, because I don't know what he was going through, but I just kind of wanted to be like that shoulder, like, hey, if you want to chat, we can chat. If you want me to piss off, I get it.
Yeah, it's just another person to talk to that's not, you know, like I would say I'm really close with you or my parents, so it's like, okay, of course my mom's gonna say, yeah, it's just another ride, or, you know, there's more, but like, I think talking to someone not as close and like, you know, dude, it's okay, like, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, just like maybe some kind words or like a different perspective. Maybe I could offer him a perspective that would have helped it. It was just nice to see him and not like be in his face or anything like that. I was like, give him the space so he could vent a little bit, you know?
He talked about how he's felt the same way, like leaving and, you know, having those rough days. And we will be back in 2026. I don't know if the early breakaway is the move, so I don't know if I'll be Aero Dorking or what, but there's more bike races, life goes on. I'll probably still be in the basement at Christmas time. That's okay.